Hey guys, I'm just gonna do a review of the Kalam cosmological argument, and I tweaked it to where it makes more sense.
That's going to require a lot of tweaking.
I'm explaining it more in depth. Okay. In reality, real life, plants, insects, animals, and people begin to exist. They all have a cause, or meaning, or role to play in this world.
When this guy says cause or meaning or role, it seems as though he is using these words synonymously. The original Kalam argument states that everything which begins to exist has a cause, the universe began to exist, therefore the universe has a cause. The word cause in this argument is typically taken to mean what Aristotle called an efficient cause. An efficient cause is an event or agent whose actions result in the existence of a thing. For example, an efficient cause of rain is condensation in the atmosphere. Condensation is the event which results in the existence of the rain. Aristotle also referred to another kind of cause he called a final cause. This is the purpose for which a thing is made. The final cause of a chair is being something to sit on. That is the reason the chair is made. I think this dude is trying to reinterpret the Kalam argument to mean that having a beginning means not just having an efficient cause, but also having a final cause. It seems like he thinks that if something has a beginning, it has some purpose for its existence.
So, using reality to determine the beginning of the universe is simple. Whatever begins to exist has a cause. The universe began to exist, and therefore the universe was made with a cause.
I think the Kalam argument is wrong even by its traditional interpretation, but the premise, everything which begins to exist has a cause, at least seems intuitively plausible. The vast majority of temporally finite things we typically encounter seem to be traceable to some event which resulted in their existence. Given what we know about physics, I don't think that applies to the universe as a whole, but I can see how this argument could be compelling to someone who doesn't know the physics, or to someone like William Lane Craig who outright denies the physics. If this guy's interpretation of the Kalam argument is that everything which begins to exist was made with a cause, and by cause he means meaning or role, or what Aristotle would call a final cause, that just seems to me to be a complete non sequitur. The mere fact that something began to exist does not at all mean that it was created to serve some purpose. He also fallaciously infers that because plants, animals, insects, and people have ecological effects, these effects constitute a meaning or role, as though a god created them for the purpose of producing these effects. This is a common mistake that creationists make. They see that an organism has an effect on its environment, or that an organ has an effect on the physiology of an organism, and they infer that these things were made by a god for the purpose of producing these effects. This simply does not follow logically. The fact that something has an effect does not imply that some agent made it for the purpose of producing that effect. And it certainly isn't the case that if a thing begins to exist, it must therefore have a purpose. I don't know if you've heard, but I do have a Patreon.